years, 3 years is too long for me, for any graduate. Right? 2 years is too long for me, for any graduate to tell me that I'm still applying. No. What you need is to learn a skill. And once you learn that skill, convert that skill into enterprise. That is the way. I pastor many young people. Some of them may be here, I do not know. And they know that that's our structure there. That's what we intentionally see to that young people do. You do not sit and say you are looking for a job forever. No, we don't tolerate that, because you are not meant to be loafing. It's very clear. Ephesians 4 and verse 28, the one that has no job, he said, let them find work with their own hands. Ephesians 4:28. Ephesians 4:28. We minister together. Stop relaxing and putting your back at it. Let him that stole steal no more, because people justify why they are stealing, right? And Paul was telling them, rather, let him do what? Labor. Working with what? Their own hands. Did you see, let them go and apply there? Huh? Did you see, let them go and apply there? Let them labor with what? Their hands and their mind. Because once you labor with your mind first, the one outside will be very simple. That's why we call it smart working now. Let them labor with their hands, with legal businesses, so that they may have to give. In short, he's giving assurances here that once you start, right, you will get to the point that you have overflow and you are able to give to others. From people who have zero, that are stealing. He said, no, that's not the way to go. Look for work, right? Look for it. Labor with your own hands. 1 Thessalonians 4:11, I believe. Study to show your to be quiet and mind your business, I think. 4:11. 4:11 it should be. 4:11, I hope. And that ye do what? Study to be quiet. And to do what? Are you there with me, please? Oh my God, they are not happy with me now. Okay, they are not. It's not there. It's on my own screen. Please give it to them. 1 Thessalonians 4, and stop looking for a screen. Carry your own Bible and and open by yourself. Are you looking for a screen all the time? That thing is making us to be lazy in church. Is it here now, finally? They are still looking for it. I bet let's read it together from your own ancient Bible. 4:11. 4:11. 4:11. Whoever wrote that question, you can see me afterwards. We will profile you, look at the kind of skill that you have, then we can advise you on how to start. Right? Whoever wrote that question, if you are still in the auditorium, please see me afterwards. Then we will profile you. How do you start? What are the things? So this is my message here. Do your own business. That's what Paul says. Do whose business now? Whose business? You know, I tell people, I say, look, it's good to work somewhere which is very perfect and okay. But that's somebody else's vision and goal. So if you are not running with your own vision, every one of us is running with someone else's vision or goal. I have no problem. I've worked in public service before, and I've left on my own without any... I knew when it is time to leave to do my own business. Do your own business. Do your own business. So I'm not talking over your head or speaking what I do not. I told Pastor, I said, you know, I'm a marketplace person when he was. I have to honor the way I went to. I'm doing my own business. And to work with your own hands. These things are clear. You read this portion every day. Study to be quiet. Mean that, look, go sit down with the Holy Ghost and with God. What do you want me to do? What sector, what space do I operate in? What should I do? Be quiet, study, find the way. Once it shows you, then you set up, you launch out. Start up, you launch out. Do your own business and to work with your own hands. I do not condone anyone that once you move to part 2 in tertiary institution, you are qualified to start your own business. You are qualified to do what? There was a generation that had to pay YouTube to feature their products. But this is a generation where YouTube is paying you for having a lot of streams. It's as simple and easy as that. You see now. The people having 10 million streams, or is this streams or views? Do they have two heads? But it's a whole lot of work. That's the way to walk in modern times. That's the way to walk in modern times. That's the shift. That's the difference. Many of us are still walking the whole time way. And that's why we are not being remunerated appropriately. But when you master and study the way to walk in modern times, then you get the right reward for it. The person that asks that question, see me afterwards, because we need to profile you, know what skills that you have. Now, I give you about 4 things that can help you to start. You can start by looking at the needs that are around. Start by looking at how to start a business. Because now I say go and start. How? Look at the needs that are around. Look at what? The needs that are around. Look at the needs that are around. Look at the needs that are around. Right? That you can solve. It can be on your street. It can be anywhere. Just look at. Don't despise the day of small beginning. Many years back there in RCCG Kingdom Parish there, and I just look at, and I kept on telling them, how can a church be like people will close after service? There's nobody to sell anything that will refresh them. So we introduced somebody to a Zobo business that when she left that church, somebody had to pick up that business too, because they knew that this thing was working. Zobo. Don't despise anything. Say it's small. No. He said, look, the way it works is that your Father in heaven is ready to give you big. He's ready to give you the kingdom. He only wants you to start small so that you don't crash. Start small according to your capacity, then grow in it. Now, I said look at the needs that are around you. That helps. Number 2, right? Look at the technical skills you have. Technical skills you have. Oh, I can bake. That's technical skill. So you can start something around that. And that's why I'm saying now that learn digital skills. Because the new money of our generation is through digital skills. I can shout this to the rooftop again and again. One of the young guys, because I thank God for this youth ministry, is helping us to connect with what is happening. So one of those guys sent a proposal to me, and he said something there. He said the advantage of the younger generation is that they know and they have the understanding of the skill of the hour. The only problem is that they don't have the money, to run it. So he was telling me, help us get, so they brought me into it. You see, the other time when I was leaving, that Charles followed me. It was, so he wasn't the one that sent the proposal. I was telling him that I wanted him into, a project, because he had major skill in that area, right? It's in the digital, space, a blockchain technology expert by that, So the younger ones have the skill of the hour. It's just the money that they don't have. So once we find an alliance, there will be a result for everybody. There will be a result for everybody. I thank God for this youth ministry. I'm serious. There are so many things that the generation above, they cannot operate now if you do not connect with the younger generation. That's the truth. I mentioned technical skills. So learn digital skills. That will help you to be fast. Learn digital skills. Learn digital skills. We need to structure it. If as a ministry, if it's part of your mandate, we need to really teach people, give them opportunities to learn digital skills. Very important, because that's the money of the hour, right? Any other skills, any other technical skills. If you have educational knowledge, you can start a business around that, right? I have educational training in accounting, so if the other things don't work, I can make that one work to end, right? But it's not prime. Now, look at your gifts and skills. Your gifts and talent, rather. I've talked about need. I've talked about technical skills. The one that I'm always high on, if others fail, this one must not fail. This one cannot fail. God has seen into the eternity before he dropped certain things in you. Your gifts and what? And your skills. Your talent, rather. Your endowment. Even though I have educational training in accounting, I earn more from speaking than those things. Did you hear me? What is inside is ability to speak. I'm a teacher now. When I teach, if I make presentation in my educational training, the reason why you are going to give me another opportunity is my ability to teach, to communicate it well. It's the speaking ability that I'm selling, not the certificate. There are many chartered accountants. There are many what? Yeah. I spoke all week. From 9 to 3:30. 9 to 3:30. 9 to 3:30. All week. 9 a.m. to 3:30. 9 a.m. to 3:30. 9 a.m. to 3:30. I'm speaking today. I'm going to speak tomorrow. I'm going to speak forever. Look for what is inside. I've explained it to people the way to know. During COVID, pilots were jobless. There is no certificate that can guarantee you a job forever. Were they flying during COVID? So if they didn't have any hidden skill, if COVID lasted for 4 years, they would have been jobless for 4 years. I said, I want to be pilot, I want to be pilot. A time came that pilot could not fly. Does that one get to you? So even when you are the best of whatever discipline it is, God has seen ahead and he has dropped certain things in you. Being ugly, can give you money. You don't know anything. You are the one despising it now. How many of you are old enough to know the advert of is it Sakada they call that man that was doing advert for Etisalat back in the days? How handsome is that man? When the issue of potting came to Nigeria and they started, you could switch your line to, he now started doing advert for, you think it's cheap to also pot like that. In his ugliness, corporates were looking for him. You are laughing. It's you that you think being ugly is you don't know that it's money. How many of you are old enough to know this guy called, is it Nice they call him? All right, I think he doesn't, I don't know where the guy is now. But back then when he was singing and he was everywhere, he used to sing more in Yoruba, right? Ijinle Yoruba. But they send you to school where they are speaking big English. And you will be saying, until my child speaks big English, big English. But that's one now that could not speak big English. He started singing in his normal Yoruba way. And people who were speaking big English were buying his album. Nothing inside of you is worthless. The things that have been deposited inside of you, dig them out now. If you are bereft of any idea of what to do, those are the things that will help you. They say you talk too much. They didn't know that talking too much is the real gift that God has put inside of you. I've mentioned how many now to start. I've given you 3 or 4. Needs to solve. Number 2, technical skills. Number 3, talents and gift. Part of home training too, you can start something with some of the things you learn from home. In the UK, a minder, you know who they call minder? People who take care of children, who can back children, stay with them instead of parents taking them to crèche or to school. They earn a lot, sometimes £30 per hour. When they ask you to back your younger one, your sister, you will be saying no. It's home training, simple things. When they call you to kitchen to come and cook, you will say no. Go abroad, you will see what it is to cook. How much people are earning cooking. When they say, go and clean, go and do this. Now you want to do care job. Home what? Training. There are many things many of us are taking at home for free that we have learned. I mentioned something the other time. I said Jacob, when he got to Laban's house, it wasn't a difficult thing for him to begin to help Laban to take care of his animal. Why? He was always staying at home with his mom. They had animals. As a matter of fact, if you read the story of Jacob very well, in that Genesis 27, but when they were already introducing Esau to us, that such that his father will even ask him to go and get animal for him and cook, Jacob had no occupation, no profession. He was as useless as that. Thank God he was always with mommy, learning one thing. So the moment he got out, he knew that he could not be loafing in Laban's house, so he got working. But he got working based on the little he knew and learned from home.